Okay, perfect. Esta es la clase avanzada, and this is the 10th class, la clase número 10, I believe, or 9. It might be 9, let me see. Oh, clase número 9. So es la novena clase que estamos haciendo de la clase avanzada, y vamos a empezar con un repaso de lo que hicimos la última clase. So what did we do in the last class? Well, in the last class, we did sample sentences in the past tense with regular verbs, and then we did the same thing, but with irregular verbs. And we also worked on speaking and pronunciation practice, okay? So those were the 3 things that we did last week. Sample sentences in the past with regular verbs and irregular verbs, and speaking and pronunciation practice. So these were some of the sample sentences, excuse me, that I gave you last week, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to start right away this week with letting you guys read a little bit. If you want to read in English, if you want to practice reading in English, what I'm going to ask is raise your hand or send me a chat message and let me know that you want to participate. And then I'll know to include you. I'm going to start with Katia. Katia's done this a couple times already, so I'm going to start with her so she can model for everyone the reading piece. And then I'm going to ask everybody else. And then I think Mariana, she's done a lot too. So I'm going to ask her to be second. And then if you want to read, just let me know. Raise your hand. Pueden levantar la mano. Déjame saber. Entonces le doy un turno para que puedan leer también. I'm going to be listening for pronunciation, okay? So Katia, your microphone is on. Can you read the sample sentences for us?
Okay. We arrived at the airport around midnight. They changed the flyer last minute. He cooked enough food for the entire week. I delivered groceries part-time in the winter. You expected to be compensated for your hard work. The swimmer lasted about 2 minutes underwater. The students learned the new lesson very quickly.
Perfect. 3 words that we're going to look at. The first one is here. Repeat after me. Changed.
Changed.
Perfect. Yeah, changed. You got it. The next one, this one here, even though it's GH, it sounds like an F. So repeat after me. Enough.
Enough.
Yeah, it sounds like an F at the end. Enough. And the last one, this one right here. Repeat after me. Learned.
Learned.
Perfect. You got it. That's it. So changed, enough, and learned. If you want, write them down so that way you know these are words that I want to practice in the future, okay? But everything else was perfect. Thank you very much for reading.
You're welcome.
Okay, wonderful. So let's go to the next page, or the next sheet, and I'm going to ask Mariana to read, okay?
Okay. My daughter liked her birthday present. The children listened to the instruction before playing the game.
Okay.
Our family lived in that house for over 20 years. My doctor mailed my prescription to me last week. Her sister moved to our area 2 years ago. We recently painted our living room walls beige. Each student passed the final exam with at least an 80.
Perfect. Just really quick at the end, I just want you to do this first. Repeat after me. Each student.
Each student.
Very good. Yeah, no each student, but each student, just like that. The way you did it the second time is perfect. There's some other words that I want you to focus on. How about this first one here? Repeat after me. Say it again.
Like.
Liked.
Liked.
Yes, that's better. Liked. So, termina como si fuera una T. Apostrophe T. Liked.
Okay.
Perfect. Now the next one. Let's do this one. Listened.
Listened.
Yeah, that's better. Listened. Como con D al final. Listened.
Okay, listened.
Perfect. That's good. And then the other one I want you to do is actually this one here. Recently.
Recently.
Yep. And everything else was okay. Just this last part here. Repeat after me. You know what? Let's do this whole sentence. I want to do the whole thing. Each student passed the final exam with at least, por lo menos, at least an 80. Repeat that one.
Each student passed the final exam with at least an 80.
Perfect. Yeah, you got it. Okay, thank you for reading.
Thank you too.
All right, good, good, good. Does anybody else want to read? Si quieren leer, pueden o levantar la mano o mandarme un mensaje en el chat, como quieran hacerlo, pero quiero que me dejen saber si quieren leer. If you don't feel comfortable reading yet, that's okay. If you feel comfortable and you want to read, let me know. I just want you to, raise your hand. I don't want to force anybody to read. I want people to volunteer. Unless I know people that have read with us before. If I know that they've been reading with us, then I volunteer them, or I ask them to read. But si quieren leer, donde están la lista de nombres, tienen pueden levantar la mano. You can raise your hand, right? Si levantan la mano, eso me dice a mí que ustedes quieren leer, quieren tratar de leer en la clase, y yo le ayudo, como hice con Katia y con Mariana. Perfect. So both of you want to read. That's good. So let's do it. So Ashraf, you're going to be first. I'm going to ask you to go first. So your microphone is on, and what I want you to do is I want you to read all of the sentences that you see here. Luz, you're going to be next. Go ahead.
Okay. Everyone at the hospital prayed for a speedy recovery. The participants saved all of their questions for the end. Mm-hmm. I smelled something rotten in the kitchen. Robert recently started studying English online. Susan studied very hard for her medical exam. They all talked at the same time and could not be heard.
Yes.
All the boys teased each other while playing at the park.
Very good, very good. I think only two, and not major at all, but I think two words I want you to repeat. This one here, repeat after me, rotten.
Rotten.
Yeah, rotten. Rotten is podrido, right? So rotten is one. And I think the other one, can you say this word again for me?
Started.
Yeah.
Started.
Cuando una palabra termina en T o D antes de la ED es una sílaba nueva. So it's started. Todas las demás se cortan. So, por ejemplo, prayed, saved, smelled, studied, talked, teased. Todas cortan. Pero si hay una T o una D antes de la ED, es una sílaba nueva, entonces es started. Así es, ¿ok? Okay, wonderful.
Okay.
Very good. Good job. Thank you. Okay, so that's that one. And next is Luz. Luz, your microphone is open, so open up your microphone as well on your side, and you can read 22 to 28. Check to see if you can open your microphone. Como esta es tu primera vez usando ese sistema, yo puedo abrir tu micrófono, pero tú también lo tienes que abrir de parte tuya. Entonces mira a ver si hay... ahí está. Okay. Hi, Luz.
Hi, how are you?
Very good, very good. Okay, go ahead. You can read.
Okay. He turned off He turned off all the lights before leaving the house. The woman keenly waited for her turn to speak. The marathon runner walked the final mile of the race.
Good.
My nephew wanted to go to the lake with us.
Perfect.
We watched a movie together at a nervy theater. The pilot waved at us goodbye from the airplane. My boss worked from the main office all day yesterday.
Beautiful. Okay, so just a few words. This first one here, repeat after me. Kindly.
Kindly.
Very, very good. And, write these down as well on your side. This one here, walked.
Walked.
Yeah, that sounded perfect. Cercano, nearby.
Nearby.
Yeah, a lot of people do say nearby. No, by. Nearby. So you got to write the second time. And then let's look at the last one that I saw. Was this one here. Waved.
Waved.
Yeah, waved. Y waved es la acción con la mano para decir adiós o hola. Así que se mueve de lado a lado. No sé si hay una palabra en español para describir esa acción. Pero waving es la acción con la mano. Cuando dicen hola, que mueven la mano de un lado a otro. Okay? That's waved. Perfect. Thank you very much for reading.
Thank you.
All right. Very good, guys. So those were some of the sentences from last week. I think we have a few more that I'll just read for you guys. Let me see. Yeah. So the rest of these sentences, I'm going to read them so that we can move on to today's lesson. What I want you to do is I want you to, you're not going to have time to copy them, so you can see them in the video from last week. But if you have any questions about definitions, send it through the chat. Let me know, and I'll talk about it, okay? And just listen for the pronunciation. So number one, the show began 30 minutes ago. It is beautiful outside because the sun just came out. That shirt cost me $15 at the mall. She drank her soda too fast and now she's full. He felt bad about what he did and decided to apologize. They gave their server a great tip. We went fishing at a nearby river last month. Okay, so there you have the first 7 sentences. These are irregular verbs, so all of these verbs, you don't put ed at the end. You do not do that. The verb changes, right? These verbs, they change to a different, not a different word, but the spelling changes, right? For most of them, or some of them, the spelling stays the same, right? Cost, but it's not just adding ed at the end. So these are irregular verbs. If you weren't with us for last week's advanced class, you will be able to see the video of last week's class, and we worked with these. This is what we studied last week, okay? So here's some more of what we studied last week. Number 8, I had to review my notes before the exam. Number 9, you heard the answers to the test questions. Rebecca knew all of the answers to the test questions. Wendy put all of her belongings in the downstairs bedroom. My classmates read a wonderful book for their English class. I saw a scary movie with my girlfriend last night. John and Susan sat on the couch and waited to be called. Okay, there you have it. So that's 8 to 14. Okay. Here's the next 7 that we did last week. My uncle sold his car to me last summer. The travel agent spoke 3 different languages. My doctor told me to take care of my health better. Her son wrote her a letter for Mother's Day. Our daughter became a surgeon and now works at a hospital. Maria brought her dog with her on the trip. We chose not to listen to the weather forecast. Okay, so those are the next 7. Again, if there's any questions, send me the question through the chat and I'll talk about it. I'll answer it. If not, I'll keep going. And remember, you can always see these in last week's video more slowly so you can practice them. Here's the last 7 sentences that we did last week. My wife made me a sandwich for lunch this morning. The 2 boxers fought a very exciting fight. Our cat hid in the attic for a whole day. Everyone at the reunion forgot that it was her birthday. The blue team won the game very easily. The athlete kept practicing even on his days off. The kids swam in the lake because it wasn't so deep. So there you have it, guys. Those are all the sentences that we did last week. Thank you for helping me read in the beginning. We're going to move on to this week's lesson, okay? So here we go. Advanced class number 9. What are we doing this week? Question, answer in the past tense. We're going to have a lot of different questions, and we're going to be giving you the answers. And I try to use a lot of the verbs that we've used in the past so that we can keep practicing those verbs, okay? So a lot of the verbs that we practiced already, those are the verbs I'm using. New sentences though. And then we're going to do some pronunciation. What I'm going to do is there's going to be 3 different quizzes. And after each quiz, what I'm going to ask you guys to do is when we look at the answers together, I'm going to ask you guys to read them for me. Okay, so we will be doing some more reading. And everybody's going to get the chance to read today again. Okay? All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start today's class a little bit different. I'm going to start with quizzes, okay? So I'm going to give you the first quiz, and then after you're done with the quiz, we're going to go over all the answers. There's going to be 3 different quizzes today. I'm going to give you the first one right now. Le voy a dar 3 pruebas hoy. La prueba viene antes de la lección. Y después, durante la lección, le voy a enseñar la prueba que hicieron. So there it is. You guys have quiz A. You're going to have 5 minutes to do it. Okay? You guys have 5 minutes. If you have any questions, please send it through the chat. Okay, guys, I'm going to end the test now. Here we go. So hopefully everybody got the chance to finish it. And now we're going to go over it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask, I'm going to go in the same order that I went earlier. So Katia, I'm going to open, well, I'm going to open your microphone, Katia, but you're going to read at the end. But your microphone is open, so you can help me through this one, okay? So here we go. And then everybody's going to get a chance to come in and read. All right. So now, number 1. What time did you get to the airport? What's the answer here? You guys can actually send it through the chat, or Katia, if you want, you can actually tell me what you put. What time did you get to the airport? Which answer?
We arrived at the airport around midnight.
That's the answer you put? Okay, good. And that's correct. That is correct. What time did you get to the airport? We arrived at the airport around midnight. What about number 2? What did you put? What did your daughter enjoy most about her birthday?
She liked all her presents.
Very good. So that is the correct answer. She liked all her presents. And if you notice, guys, all of these have the past tense. While Katia's reading, everybody else, you should be trying to copy. Try to copy these down. These are really good examples for you dealing with the past tense, especially the questions. So let's do number 3. For how long have you lived at this house?
I have lived at this house for over 20 years.
Perfect, for over 20 years. That is correct. What about number 4? Where did your niece go this weekend?
She went fishing at a nearby river.
Very good. And give me number 5. Why does this room look so different?
This room looks different because we just painted the walls beige.
Very good. And we just, repeat after me, just.
We just.
Very good. Because we just painted the walls beige. Okay, so guys, I'm going to leave this up. Thank you for reading with me. I'm going to leave these up so that you guys can copy them if you want to copy them. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a little bit more reading around these. Actually, let me see what the next, here it is. So this is all the questions with the right answer only. So what I'm going to ask you guys to do is actually, Mariana, I'm opening your microphone. Can you hear me? Mariana, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I hear you.
Great. Okay, Katia, you ask the questions. Mariana, you answer them. I'm going to listen for pronunciation, and everybody else is copying, okay? Go ahead.
What time did you get to the airport?
We arrived at the airport around midnight.
Very good. Stop
Well,
right there. 1 second, really quick. 1 second. Otra vez, la R, we're not going to roll our R's. So repeat after me. Around.
Around.
Así mismo, yeah. No, around. Y muchas personas que hablan español como la lengua nativa, ellos suenan la R, right? Around. Pero we're going to go around. Okay? So there we go. So that's good. What about number 2? Go ahead.
What did your daughter enjoy most about her birthday?
She liked all her presents.
Perfect. Number 3, go ahead.
For how long have you lived at this house?
I have lived at this house for over 20 years.
Very good. And repeat after me really quick again. I have lived.
I have lived
Beautiful. Great. Number 4.
Where did your niece go this weekend?
He went fishing at a nearby river.
Very good. And again, nearby river.
Nearby river.
Beautiful. Continue.
Why does this room look so different?
This room looks different because we just painted the walls beige.
Very good with room. Yes, excellent. All right, good job. So I'll leave it there a little bit longer. I'm going to turn off the microphones really quick, and I'm going to ask you guys to just make sure that you copy these. So maybe I'll leave it for like another minute, and make sure you copy them so you can practice them at home. And then we'll move on to the next 5 because we did 10, right, for the quiz. So we'll do the next 5. Okay, if you're done copying, you can just let me know in the chat. Let me know that you're done so I can move on. If not, I'll be moving on in a little less than a minute. But if you guys are ready for us to move on, I'll move on to the next 5, and then I'll have someone else read. Someone else help me go through it. Okay, guys, so everybody should be copying. And I'm going to move on momentarily to the next 5 sentences. Ashraf, I'm going to ask you to read next. So you'll be helping me go through the first 5, and then I'll ask Luz to work with you doing the question answer. Okay. All right, guys. So let's keep going. I'm opening your microphone now. So your microphone is open. So the first one that we saw was, did the doctor send you the prescription that you needed for your ankle? What did you put?
Yes, she mailed it to me last week.
Yeah, she mailed it to me last week. Beautiful. Okay. Did the class do well on the final exam?
Yes, each student received a good grade.
Are you still thirsty?
No, I drank a glass of water already.
What did you do at the airport?
We changed our flight to a later time.
Beautiful. And how long was the swimmer under the water for?
The swimmer lasted about 2 minutes underwater.
Wonderful. You got it. Great job. Okay, everyone. Here it is as sentences. Everybody should copy. Luz. Yep. Luz, I'm going to open your microphone. Ashraf, you can ask the question. Luz, you can read the answer. I'm going to listen for pronunciation. Go ahead, guys.
Okay. Did the doctor send you the prescription that you needed for your ankle?
Yes. She mailed it to me last week.
Good.
Did the class do well on the final exam?
Yes. Each student received a good grade.
Wonderful.
Are you still thirsty?
No, I drank a glass of water already.
What did you do at the airport?
We changed our flight to a later time.
How long was the swimmer under the water for?
The swimmer lasted about 2 minutes underwater.
Very good. Repeat this last one. This one after me. Lasted.
Lasted.
Yeah, perfect. Everything else was really good. All right, guys, thank you. So I'll give you guys the opportunity to copy. So go ahead, copy these down as examples, and then we'll move on to 10 more sentences, okay? 10 more question answers, I should say. So I'll give you guys about a minute. If you're done copying, let me know. Just send me a chat message saying okay, you're done, and then I'll be all right. Then I'll know when to move on. All right. Okay, guys. So let me know if you need more time. If not, in a few seconds, I'm just going to move on to the next 10, which you're going to take a second similar quiz, 10 questions. Okay. So if you need more time, let me know. If not, I'm going to start that momentarily. All right, guys. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to move on to the next to the test. And here we go. I'm going to start it now. You're going to have 5 minutes again. All right, guys. I'm going to start the test now. And we're going to go over the questions. So now I'm going to ask Ashraf, you're going to help me go through the answers, okay?
Okay, sir.
All right, here we go. So how did you know that he was a dedicated athlete? What'd you put?
I put A. I knew that he was dedicated because he kept practicing every day.
And that is the correct answer. Yes, that was correct. What about 12? How did you know that the patient was all right?
I knew he was all right because he walked for an hour by himself.
Yeah, that's very good. That is the correct answer. Next one. Was she polite during the meeting?
Yes, she was polite because she waited for her turn to speak.
Excellent. Yes. Did you receive an expensive light bill last month?
No, we turned off all our lights before leaving the house.
How did you know the soldier was okay?
I knew he was okay because he wrote me a letter after the battle.
Excellent. That's it. Very good. Those are all the right answers. And then I'm going to ask Katya to come in. And Ashraf, you are going to ask the questions, and she's going to answer. She's going to give the answers, all right?
Okay, sir.
All right. So you can start whenever you're ready. Katya, you as well. All right. Go ahead.
How did you know that he was dedicated athlete?
I knew he was dedicated because he kept practicing every day.
Ashraf, can you read that question again? Read 11 again. Just read the question again. I want to hear it.
How did you know that he was a dedicated athlete?
Mm-hmm. That was perfect. That second time was good. Do number 12. Go ahead.
How did you know that the patient was all right?
I knew he was all right because he walked for an hour by himself.
Was she polite during the meeting?
Yes, she was polite because she waited for her turn to speak.
Did you receive an expensive light bill last month?
No, we turned off all of our lights before leaving the house.
Okay, you can say all of our lights.
How?
That's okay. It doesn't have it there, but that's correct grammar. Go ahead, 15.
Okay. How did you know that the soldier was okay?
I knew he was okay because he wrote me a letter after the battle.
Okay, Ashraf, repeat after me. Soldier.
Soldier.
That's perfect. That's it. Soldier. That's how you pronounce that word. Okay, good job, guys. Thank you very, very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Okay. Next, I'm going to ask Luz. You're going to, well, actually, no. Wait. Before I do that, let me give you guys time to copy. So, go ahead. If you're copying, you're going to have like a minute or two to copy these down. So, I'll give you some time. Just let me know if you're done copying. And then, Luz, you're next. You're going to help me do the answers, all right? So, I'll open your microphone now, but we'll start in about a minute. And everybody else should be copying these. Copy these down so that you can practice them. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna continue. All right. If you don't get to copy them all, I'm also gonna be sending you these quizzes again after the class to your email addresses. So you're gonna get to see them again. In so many sentences, I want to make sure you have the opportunity to see them a couple times. So, but let's move on so that we can fit everything into the class. Luz, I'm gonna ask you the questions. You can tell me what you put. So, for example, 16. Will you be eating out this week?
No, I cooked enough food for the entire week.
Perfect, yep. Why were you upset with your boss last week?
I was upset because I expect to be compensated for working overtime.
Beautiful. Repeat after me. Expected.
Expected.
Very good, very good. All right, next one. Were the children well behaved during yesterday's party?
Yes, they listened to all the instructions before playing together.
Excellent. Were the participants quiet during the speech?
Yes, everyone saved their questions for the end.
Yeah, good. And were you able to understand the movie?
No, everyone spoke loudly while the movie was playing.
One more time. Repeat after me. Everyone spoke.
Everyone spoke.
Very good, very good. That's it. All right, good. So then here is the questions with the answers, and I'm going to ask Mariana to work with you. You will ask the questions, and Mariana will do the answers. Whenever you guys are ready, go ahead.
I read the question.
Luz, you're going to read the questions.
Okay. Will you be eating out this week?
No, I cooked enough food for the entire week.
Very good. Really quick. Just really, really quick. Repeat after me. Entire. Entire.
Entire.
That's it. Entero. Entire. Go ahead. Continue.
Why were you upset with your boss last week?
I was upset because I expected to be compensated for working overtime.
Very good. Next.
Were the children well behaved during yesterday's party?
Yes, they listened to all the instruction before playing together.
Very good. Very good. Continue.
Were the participants quiet during the speech?
Yes, everyone said their question for the end.
Very good. Don't forget the S's. Don't forget the S's. Questions.
Questions.
Very good. 20.
Were you able to understand the movie?
No, everyone spoke loudly while the movie was playing.
Very good. And don't forget, everyone spoke. Everyone spoke.
Spoke.
Very good. All right. Excellent. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to mute your microphones. So there you have it, guys. If you're copying, go right ahead. So as you're copying, I'll just explain what's going to happen with these quizzes. What I'm going to do is you're going to get, I believe it's going to be 3 separate emails. I don't think it's going to be 1. I think it's going to be 3 different emails. Each email you're going to get is going to have one of the quizzes. So you can do it. It's the same quiz, but what I wanted to do was, because it's so much information, I wanted to give it to you during the class, have us practice it during the class, but then have you get it after the class. You're going to get it within 24 hours. What you can do is you can take the quiz again, and after you take the quiz, you should be able to review your answers. When you review your answers, you can copy them. You can copy them down, or you can review that you wrote them correctly. And again, don't forget, you always have the videos. So once this video is ready, which it should be ready, it usually takes about a week or less than a week to have them ready. As soon as the video is ready, you can go and take a look at the video again and pause it and look at it. But these are really good questions for you to practice the past tense. So you're practicing the past in a question form, and you're also practicing the verbs in the past, which we talked about. And what's really good too is to practice the pronunciation of the verbs. Especially the ED. The ED verbs sometimes are a little difficult to pronounce. The irregular verbs are not as bad, but the regular verbs in the past, sometimes, it's a little difficult, how to pronounce them, to pronounce their endings, okay? So that's what we should be practicing. All right, guys. So with that said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to the last piece, just so that we can, finish at no more than 10 minutes after. So I'm going to go to quiz C. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you that quiz now, and then we're going to do the same type of practice afterwards. So here we go. You guys can begin. Oh, hello. Can you guys hear me? Ah, usted, yo creo que estaba con el micrófono cerrado. No, ¿escucharon mi explicación de behaving o no? No. Ah, ok. Voy a empezar otra vez desde el principio. Lo primero, yo sí estaba explicando la 24, la número 24. Were the boys behaving themselves today? So behaving es comportándose, right? So were the boys behaving themselves today? Es preguntando, ¿los niños se estaban comportando hoy? La respuesta correcta es no. They were teasing each other, right? They were teasing each other. Ashraf, ¿me escuchas? Okay, I think he went off and then he came back on. Okay, Ashraf, aquí estaba explicando la pregunta que tenías con la número 4, que es la 24. Okay, so were the boys behaving themselves? Si los niños se estaban comportando, es la pregunta, y la respuesta es no, they were teasing each other. Ya, no, ¿sabes qué, Ashraf? Tú no me perdiste, yo tenía el micrófono apagado sin querer durante el examen y se me olvidó prenderlo otra vez. Entonces parece que ustedes me estaban viendo pero no escuchando, ¿ok? So, but it's okay, you're back. So estaba explicando la número 4 y es were the boys behaving themselves today? Si los niños se estaban comportando hoy, y la respuesta era no, no se estaban comportando. They were teasing each other. Y teasing es molestar a otra persona, como riéndose a otra persona o diciéndoles cosas para molestarlo. That's teasing. Esa es la palabra teasing. No creo que hay una palabra en español exacta, pero es como molestando a otra persona. So, no. They weren't behaving, no se estaban comportando. They were teasing each other. Se estaban molestando all day. I would say that. Fastidiando. Yeah, como fastidiando, molestando. Yep, that's what I would say it is, okay? So, esa es la número 4. That's number 4. La otra pregunta que yo estaba explicando, que prendí la cámara para enseñarla, es la acción de waving. Waving es moviendo la mano de lado a lado, como diciendo hola o diciendo adiós. And then if I turn on the camera, right? Here I am, okay? This is waving. La cámara está aquí. This is waving. So, esa es la, aquí. Esa es la acción de waving. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Y también waving flag, sí. Si hay una bandera, I'll turn off the camera again. Si hay una bandera y está como volando en el aire, it's waving. Lo dicen waving, le dan el mismo significado como con la mano de lado a lado. Hola, ¿cómo están? La bandera también. You say the flag is waving. So you can say the flag, I'm going to write this in the chat. The flag is waving in the air. Esa es una oración, ¿verdad? Que explica la bandera está volando en el aire, pero en vez de volando, it's not flying, it's waving, right? Waving in the air, or he waved hello to me. También tienen esa, he waved hello to me, me saludó, pero con la mano, right? Me saludó, waving. Okay, moviendo la mano de lado a lado. Okay, guys? Any questions? Everybody's all right? Let me know if you have any questions. So let's move on to the last part. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Katia, you're going to come back. So Katia, I'm turning on your microphone. Can you hear me? Okay, great.
Yes.
So here we go. Number 21. Why were you overjoyed during your class yesterday?
I was enjoyed because I learned the new lesson very quickly.
Okay, repeat after me. Overjoyed.
Overjoyed.
Y es que estar bien alegre. Es como que over es sobre, como sobre alegre, pero es algo positivo, como muy alegre, right? Overjoyed, right? So that's the right answer there. How did you know? How did you know that the food had gone bad?
I knew the food had gone bad because I smelled something rotten in the kitchen.
Very good. Do you think Robert will learn a new language?
Yes, he recently started studying English online.
Let's repeat those. Started studying.
Started studying.
Perfect. Good. Were the boys behaving themselves today?
No, they were teasing each other all day.
Beautiful. And did you get to speak to your mom last night?
Yes, we talked over the phone before bed.
Perfect. There it is, guys. So now you have it. Okay. So I think I lost Luz. I was going to ask her to read next. So I guess I could ask Mariana to read. Mariana, I'm going to open your microphone, and I am going to ask you to read with Katia. Katia, you do the questions. Mariana, you do the answers.
Okay. Why were you overjoyed during your class yesterday?
I was overjoyed because I learned the new lesson very quickly.
How do you know that the food had gone bad?
I knew the food had gone bad because I smelled something rotten in the kitchen.
Do you think Robert will learn a new language?
Yes, he recently started studying English online.
Were the boys behaving themselves today?
No, they were they were teasing each
Teasing.
other all day.
Did you get
Beautiful.
to speak to your mom last night?
Yes, we talked over the phone before bed.
Good. Excellent. Excellent job. Okay. So let's go to the last one. I'm going to mute your microphones. Ashraf, I'm going to open your microphone. I guess this one's the best one. You have two of them. Ashraf, see if you can talk so that I can have you do this last one with me. If not, maybe I'll move on to someone else. Can you hear me? Okay, Ashraf, I'll just see if you can get back on. All right, so I'm gonna go with Mariana. Mariana, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, perfect. So how long was the swimmer underwater for? What's the answer?
The answer is the swimmer lasted about 2 minutes underwater.
Very good. 27. Did your son say goodbye to you?
Yes, he waving at
He waved.
he waved up from me the window.
Okay, so let's do that. He waved at me from the window. One more time.
Yes, he waved at me from the window.
Very good, very good. Okay, were you nice to the waiter at the restaurant?
Yes, I gave him a great tip because of the excellent service.
Were all the other people with you?
Yes, they all come with us on the tree.
One more time. They all came with us at on the trip.
Yes, they all came with us on the tree.
Very good. And why couldn't you find your cat?
I could find my cat because he hid in the attic for a whole day.
And then let's redo this one again. For a whole day.
Whole day.
Yeah. So the W is silent. Whole for a whole day. Very good. So that's the last one. And then we're going to do some reading. Let me see if Ashraf can come in. Ashraf, ¿ya puedes hablar otra vez? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. No, if your microphone is working. So this is going to be the last practice, and then we're going to be done. If not, I'll bring up. Okay, there it is.
Sí, Sí, sí,
Okay,
ahora.
perfecto. Okay, good. So, Mariana, you ask the questions, and Ashraf, you respond. You say the answer. Go ahead.
How long was the swimmer underwater for?
The swimmer lasted about 2 minutes underwater.
Did your son say goodbye to you?
Yes, he waved at me from the window.
Were you nice to the waiter at the restaurant?
Yes, I gave him a great tip because of the excellent service.
Were all the other people with you?
They all came with us on the trip.
Why couldn't you find your cat?
I couldn't find my cat because he hid in the attic for a whole day.
Beautiful. That's it. All right, guys. Thank you for reading. Thank you for that. So we are done with today's class. So this is what's going to happen moving forward. What you guys are going to do is you're going to get an email address, maybe 3 email addresses, and they're going to have each test again. Try to do it without looking. I'm going to check to see how you guys did today on the tests, but you're going to get it in 24 hours, so you should be able to do it better. If you remember all the answers, you should be able to get 100 on all 3. But what I want you to do is take that opportunity to copy. Copy the questions, copy the answers, okay? And then that way, you want to read them over, you want to learn them, and see how the verb is being used. So the point is, all of today's questions and answers are in the past tense. So you want to get used to using all the verbs in the past. All right, guys? So I'm actually going to unmute everybody's, since it's not a lot of people, I'm just going to open up everybody's microphone. I'm going to say thank you for being in today's class. If you have any questions for me, don't forget to email me. And don't forget to register for these classes. Please register early. If you need the information on how to register, let me know. But if you go to www.GoFutureNow.com and you see the videos come up on top. Inscríbanse aquí para los videos. You can register there. Pueden inscribirse a todas las clases que quieran. You guys are definitely okay with these classes. The advanced you're perfect for. The intermediate you'll be good. And then in September when we start the intermediate class, you guys are perfect for that as well. So so that's really your level. I mean, that's really where you can work, okay?